purpose acquisition company called Dynamix to go public. Purpose of all of this, creating an institutional Ethereum platform that is aimed at managing one of the largest Ethereum balance sheets out there. Joining us right now is Andrew Keys, he's co-founder and chairman of the Ether Machine. Good morning to you. This is sort of a fascinating transaction and a new fascinating public entity, if you will, that gives access to public shareholder or public investors into the Ethereum world without actually buying Ethereum directly. I want to understand sort of the mechanics and idea behind it, and then I want to dig in to how it all works.
Bitcoin that can be moved from peer to peer,
right?
But Ethereum can tokenize any asset, and with that, we're seeing product market fit with stablecoins.
Right.
So the majority of stablecoins are being generated on top of Ethereum, and Ethereum is able to embed any type of digital asset: a bar of gold, a barrel of oil, a stock, a bond, a derivative, and then embed those into digital legal agreements. And in doing so, you're able to expedite the velocity of money. You can have employment contracts that get paid by the minute, as an example.
So, but just check company, a SPAC, effectively.
Yep.
And then there's your business.
Yes, sir.
And you have something like $600+ million worth of Ethereum, which is from your own personal balance sheet that's going into this vehicle.
Correct. I wanted to lead by example. I'm not going to
buy this company as opposed to just going off and buying Ethereum.
Great question. MicroStrategy is a buy and hold because Bitcoin doesn't have intrinsic yield to it. Ether is a productive asset, so we can generate yield by staking and participating in the decentralized financial economy.
For those who don't know what staking is, just explain it to the audience.
Staking is generating yield by securing the network and processing transactions. So in Bitcoin, you have proof of work mining, where you have hardware, real estate, and electricity that you have to spend. Ethereum doesn't need any of the hardware, real estate, and electricity, and does it much more efficiently through proof of stake. If we were to purchase Ether, that would be like having a stock, but or the ETF right now, without access to the dividend. Ether produces yield if it's properly managed.
And that's what you call the Ether Machine.
Yes. And so the ETFs right now don't generate yield because they don't enable staking. And we're able to enable staking, and we're able to do other additional risk management on top of that.
There has Ethereum guide. Do you own Bitcoin?
I'm not. I do not own Bitcoin.
None.
I'd rather have an iPhone than a landline.
Ooh. Bitcoin has done a lot better than Ethereum over the last decade.
That's wrong. Ethereum has 50x Bitcoin over the last decade. If the price of Ether per Bitcoin over the last decade is materially improved. If over the last decade, since Ethereum started, you would be 50x wealthier had you owned
because it
Ether
doesn't include the
Bitcoin.
Previous 10 years. You're talking about just the last 10.
Since inception of Ether.
No, I know.
So since the Genesis block of Ethereum, if you
go from the original price of Ether to where it is now and go back to 50 cents for Bitcoin to where it is now.
Well, that's not the last 10 years.
That's what I said. It's not just...
So we can go back to maybe the origin.
Well, the only time you could have was since the origination of Ethereum.
Right.
It's materially outperformed.
Let me ask you a different question just about the Genius Act. How much of that changes this?
So the largest beneficiary of the Genius Act is Ethereum because the majority of stablecoins are deployed on top of Ethereum. Ethereum is experiencing power law dynamics where 90% of tokenized assets and stablecoins are deployed on Ethereum, similar to the power law dynamics of Google, where 90% of searches happen with Google. And Yahoo gets a small percentage, or Bing gets 1%.
What do you think the biggest risk is to this new business of yours and to Ethereum itself, which is to say, how much do you worry about some other coin or other kind of tokenization effort competing with Ethereum?
I don't worry about that because I think that Ethereum is the only blockchain that is able to be a substrate for the decentralized global economy due to the robustness. It's the only one with multiple clients and the ability to actually handle global throughput.